Hey guys, I'm Joey, and these are some fish tank do and do nots. Before I start off the do and do nots, I moved this driftwood. I don't know if you could see it, but I made an arch instead of it not really being an arch. The arch kind of, but it was on its side, so there really wasn't an arch. So I fixed that. Okay, so the first aquarium or fish tank do not is do not buy the first thing you see. I am very guilty of that. With my 10 gallon, it was my first tank in a while. And then I didn't really look around to see if there are any cheaper fish tanks that were bigger. I had a solid $60 to spend. And after I was looking around, I saw that there was, I think, a 15 gallon for $60. I could have got a 5 gallon tank. I got a 5 gallon bigger tank. But yeah, don't buy the first thing you see because you're going to regret it. If you don't buy what you want, it's not going to be fun. If you just buy what you can afford, that's not really the fun part. That goes with fish and live plants too. With fish, don't buy the first thing you see. I done that a lot when I first started out. I didn't look at other pet stores or fish stores. Like I went to PetSmart and first fish I saw when I got there, I saw a zebra, not a zebra, um, a bala shark. I just said, okay, I want it. I didn't do like research on it. I didn't do anything. I just saw it and got it. And I ended up going to another Petco and I saw a lot better fish that I could have got. So yeah, do not buy the first thing you see. Okay, the next aquarium do not kind of goes along with the first one, but it do not settle for less. It's not, like I said, and when I said do not buy the first thing you see, it's not going to be fun. If you want a 30 gallon, but you can afford a 10, don't say like, oh, I guess I'll just do that. It's not gonna, between a 10 gallon and the 10 gallon and a 30 gallon, there's not that much of a price difference. If you get a Marineland, of course the price is going to be a lot higher, but any other tanks, the price isn't going to be that much different. If I would have got just a regular 20 gallon Marineland tank, it wouldn't really, the price difference between the 20 gallon and this 30 gallon isn't much different. So I don't recommend settling for less. And when you settle for less, you can't really have the livestock you're planning on having. Like when I first got the 10 gallon, I said, ooh, I want a puffer fish, I want this and that. But I couldn't afford a 30 gallon tank at the time, so I said, okay, I guess I'll do 10 gallon. What happened, didn't get a puffer in that tank. I had to wait another year or 6 months. So do not settle for less. The next fish tank do not is one that it's usually in the description of all of my videos, and that is do not rely on one source. There could be many different opinions, many different answers to what your situation is. Like the algae that I just realized is all gone on my tank. That I asked a few people what fish will get rid of it. You know, if I just asked one person, one person said bristlenose pleco. Asked another person, and that person said bristlenose plecos don't do as well as Chinese algae eaters. So there's many different opinions, and then you can even find a solution you didn't think was going to be a solution. Like I have a tendency of having high nitrates and pH in my fish tank. I didn't know the live plants were able to be in there, so I was always just told just water change. And then I asked someone, is there something I can do? They said water change. Asked another person, they said live plants can help the nitrites. I didn't even know about the wood being good for pH. I asked one of my friends what, like, I want to get wood, but I don't really feel like there's a purpose to it, and they said that it drains your pH. I wouldn't say it's the solution, but it definitely helps. So there are many different ways you can many different ways you can find a solution to your problem. If this white ribbon plant that I still haven't taken out, if it's dying, and someone says, "Oh, it's a semi-aquatic plant, you're not supposed to have it underwater," then someone else says, "Okay, you're supposed to have the root structure underwater," then there's two different things you can do, and you can try both, and then maybe they both work. So yeah, do not rely on one resource. Okay, the next fish tank do not buy fish from Walmart. I know a lot of people do. One of my personal friends does, because he can't afford to go to these pet stores and buy $20 fish. So in times like that, I understand. Okay, go ahead. But if you have a 30-gallon planted tank like I do, don't buy fish from Walmart. They're just gonna be sick. They're going to die like within a week, and it's not gonna be fun. And I'm not sure if they do refunds for your fish. I'm not 100% sure. They probably do. Some stores probably do. Yeah, I have never seen a Walmart with good fish, and I have been to a few different Walmarts in my very young life. I have seen fish at Walmart, the fish tanks, with at least 40 black mollies, and the tanks are a solid that big. 40 black mollies do not belong in here. So, you know, I've even seen a fish tank with no water in it, but there was still a fish in there. How does that happen? I don't know. I've seen people post pictures of blue water. What's making the water blue? I have no clue. We're all in the dark as to what they do. We just know they don't do anything to help their fish. I really don't expect them to, because they're not a pet store. They're a retail store, I guess you could say. They sell clothes, they sell toys, they sell books, movies. The last thing they're going to care about is a fish. The last thing even pet stores are going to care about is a fish, because to them it's just a fish, but when you're in the hobby, it's a living animal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, do not buy fish from Walmart. Okay, the next do not is, it kind of goes along with the last one. Do not buy fish without doing research. Like I said, the bala shark, I got my 10-gallon. The bala shark is going to get as big as a 10-gallon. I got him out of there within a month after figuring out that he's not supposed to be in there. Doing your research can really help. Like my rummy nose tetras. I would have never thought that they would eat flakes, so I was gonna go buy some frozen food for herbivores, but that's not really necessary, because I've seen them eat the flakes. I'm not sure if some eat the flakes, some do, some don't. You know, always do research on plants and fish. This white ribbon plant that I've been mentioning a lot, I did not do my research on it. I saw it, I'm like, oh, it looks pretty, I got it. I didn't know it's not supposed to be underwater. So that's some good examples as to why you should do your research. And another good thing is the fish can actually be really aggressive and you just don't know it. Like pufferfish, they look so friendly. They put your finger on the glass, they'll swim to your finger. But you probably didn't know that they're gonna tear apart an angelfish or a male beta. They're going to kill them. I wouldn't say kill them, but they're gonna absolutely destroy their fins. They're not gonna be very fun for the other fish. So definitely do your research, because when I had my pufferfish, I just had my pufferfish and my peacock eel, because there's really not much I could put in there. I mean, you can, for a more aggressive fish, you can use like zebra danios. They're small and they can swim really fast. You can do there's some other things. If they have long fins and they don't swim fast, they're going to get killed. So there's a guideline as to why you should do your research, and if you don't, you might be just fine, but I do recommend it, because there can also be a hidden factor to the fish that you didn't know. So like goldfish, people put them in those little bowls, but they get huge, and then they'll have warm water in there. They're not tropical fish. They're cold water fish, if that's what people call them. That's what I call them. So yeah, do your research. Okay, that is part one of do not keeping fish tanks, aquarium, whatever you call it. Do nots. The next part will be out later today, and then I will do the both part one and part two of a fish tank and aquarium things you should do. So yeah, please subscribe. Thank you for all the support. Shout out to my friends from Slipknot's Outside the Nine app. Thank you for all the support. I just kicked my tripod. So yeah, thank you for all your support and subscribe.